Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Mindful Mastery. I'm Vanessa Ooms, and I am so excited to share this beautiful conversation with you because it's different from any of the previous conversations that have been posted here. There's a certain type of magic to today's guest who goes by her spiritual name, Deviki. She's a classically trained student and teacher of yoga and meditation, but more than anything, she's a teacher and a grounding rod for presence and embodiment. And as you'll see in this conversation, won't even call it an interview because it's not that. My questions actually went right out the window as soon as I connected with Deviki. But you'll see in this conversation, one, her presence and her embodiment, and two, how her presence and embodiment affected me on a very deep level. And it was truly a gift to be able to experience this, and I hope that it resonates for you as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. Thank you for being here with me today.
Thank you.
It's funny, actually, as I was getting ready for our session today and reflecting on our last conversation, I just really, well, I heard it very clearly, but I felt it too that like this is going to be less of a podcast and more of a remembering.
I love that.
Yeah. Because that's how our conversation went last time. I don't know how to explain it. I was just feeling everything on such a deep level, and it brought me right into the present moment and was so nourishing. So you go ahead.
Well, I was just going to reflect that back to you because it felt deeply connected or deeply connecting and nourishing. Yeah. And it also reminded me of the first time that we met, which was also, as we talked about in our last coming together, that reflectiveness that we experienced with each other the first time we met.
Yeah. It was so, yeah, it was such a clear reflection, but it also just stopped me in my tracks when we connected at Rogue Fest because I had never had an interaction quite like that before, where just looking at you, I felt, how do I explain this? Like a very deep remembering on a soul level, and also like you could see all of me in one instance. Yeah. And there was so much that I wanted to say, but I had no words for it. But it also felt like we didn't need words.
Yeah. The language of silence is so exquisite. It's so perfect. It's hard to put words to it because it is so perfect. And yet we have language, we have words, we have beautiful words that we can use to point to what it is we're trying to describe, but it's indescribable, really. Yeah.
It is. And I'm feeling it right now, that same energy, that same remembrance. It's so vibrant. I wonder if people who are viewing this video will be able to feel it too. I just heard the birds.
Well, what I also notice is I can see through the window beside you, I can see trees. And they're being moved by the wind, but it's a really subtle movement. And it reminds me of the subtle energy body, that fluid, subtle energy body that we are, that we experience, and that connects us to all the energy around us when we become more aware of that subtle energy body. So I'm watching the trees through the window on your screen, on this screen, and it makes my body feel like swaying, just like I see the trees doing. So, yeah, I don't know where that came from. It just came.
That's perfect. And I've noticed too, when I feel really in the flow and connected, I sway too. It's quite a natural movement, but I do notice. Like when I'm, even you said you were chanting mantra before coming on, like when I'm singing or chanting or meditating, my body sways like the branches.
Yeah, yeah. It's the same here too. And sometimes it feels like my body is a piece of kelp in the ocean, and it's just being moved by the currents in the water.
Yeah. And even just imagining that kind of, I don't know, for me, it it helps me feel the more subtle energies. Just imagining that and imagining the the ocean of energy that we live in and that we're a part of, and that's constantly moving in and through and around us all of the time.
Yeah, it's a wonderful remembering of how fluid we are. Yeah, this morning I was moving through a moving practice, and there was just a much subtler awareness of the energy, this subtle energy body, dropping out of the sense of it being a solid body, and just becoming absolutely absorbed and fascinated in this subtle movement that was happening in the body. Sometimes it was more subtle than others. Sometimes there was actual movement, and then sometimes it was just currents of energy moving, and just being amazed at these currents of energy. And then just as it was coming to an end, and I was just sitting up to meditate after the movement, it dawned on me this this subtle energy field that we're part of, as you said, but yet it's held in this expansive space. And that really took me into this sense of awareness, because being aware of the subtle energy body, this beautiful ocean of currents, awareness is aware of that ocean, of this beautiful ocean of currents. And that was mind-blowing, really one of those moments.
Yeah. Excuse me. A little bit of a tickle in my throat. When I was going to edit out this part of me coughing, but I'm leaving it in because it just shows you how, when our nervous systems finally do settle down for a little bit, how energy can move. This is just one of the ways.
Energy moving.
Yeah. Holy smokes. Oh. Yeah, because I just got really warm too.
Yeah. For me, it's sneezing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's funny just when it comes, and then, sometimes it's just a few sneezes and okay, we're good, something cleared. And then other times it goes on for a really long time.
Oh, I know. It's sneezing for me sometimes, but it's mostly coughing. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Oh, man. So you were in your movement practice and you had a moment where you you lost the edges of your body, kind of an experience. I don't know if our minds know how to process that kind of experience.
I don't know that they do either, but yet there is a knowing of that experience, and there's a deep recognition in it that we can't rationalize or verbalize or quantify.
Yeah, similar to the resonance that we felt and continue to feel. Like it's happening, you can feel it, but it's so hard to describe. My mind keeps wanting to go back to something that you brought up the last time that we spoke. Aha, this is why I take notes. You were talking about the heart of recognition.
Yes. Yes.
And I drew a spiral in my book. Would you be okay if we went down that road a little bit, if you would talk about that?
Yeah, I'm actually sitting looking at the book, which opened me up to that.
Okay.
So, yeah, the heart of recognition, I'm not sure if I can really do it justice. But I encountered, it's the Pratyabhijna Hridaya. The heart of recognition is a Shaiva Tantra text from Kashmir. And One of my teachers is a Sanskrit scholar and a practitioner, and he spent many, many, many years translating this particular tantra, which is over 1,000 years old. And the original tantra was written by a sage called Rajanaka Keshmaraja. And Keshmaraja was a student of another sage in the Kashmir Shaiva Tantra lineage called Abhinavagupta. And so my teacher spent many, many years studying this particular tantra and translating it and writing a commentary on it. And this particular body of work, let's put it that way, really touched me deeply, deeper than anything else that I've encountered, and began to open a doorway and continues to open a doorway. So it sits close to wherever I am pretty much all the time. And I've read it and reread it and continue to read it and dive into it to discover what lies deeper and deeper within. And I love the way it's Abhinavagupta, I believe it was Abhinavagupta, described this heart of recognition as like a bee in the flower of your heart, which is buzzing as it goes deeper and deeper into the heart lotus to discover the nectar that's hidden within.
Love that. And that was the spiral, right? You're spiraling deeper and deeper into yourself, your spirit, into connection,
into the source of what we are.
How do we do that?
I can only speak from experience. And so it seems to be that there is effort required, and then less effort required. It's kind of like sometimes effort is needed, and then sometimes not, and then sometimes effort is needed, and then sometimes not. Yeah, like I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for all the teachers that have crossed my path, and because each one of them has pointed to something in a specific way that needed to be pointed to at that particular time. And not just the teachers, but the scripture, for lack of a better word, and the lineages that have held the teachings and supported those that have traveled on the path before us, that then help orientate us in the right direction. Because it's very easy to get either distracted or to become confused, or to feel like you just can't do it.
Yeah.
When in fact, in some ways, it's almost like there's a doing aspect, and then there's a recognizing that you're being done. It's a game, almost. It's a play. Even though it feels really uncomfortable and messy, and it can feel really personal, but it is a play. It's the play of consciousness waking up to itself.
I just got chills. And I think we talked about that last time too. The consciousness waking up to itself and recognizing itself, and how it recognizes itself through each of us and our interactions, and how, and each interaction kind of wakes up a new level of recognition.
Or a different aspect.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know where I went there.
You're right here.
It's funny because I feel like I want to fill the spaces with talking, but then it also feels like the talking doesn't do the energy justice. I don't know. It's strange because usually I have all kinds of things to say. But in your presence, words seem to fail me. It's interesting. I want to just be here and present, and I don't. It's funny. I feel like I'm fighting my mind right now.
Well, the thought that pops up is maybe this isn't the usual podcast.
Yeah. Oh, and we said that right from the beginning, didn't we? That it's not a podcast, it's a remembering.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's here right now for us?
Remembering. Recognizing that remembering. The language of silence. Presence. It's in that language of silence, presence, where we are nourished, nurtured. We remember our wholeness and our connection to something so indescribable, mysterious, and beautiful.
And almost by magic, the birds were quiet. My house was quiet. My mind was quiet. And I immediately felt nourished. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a co-creation and a reflection.
Thank you for holding space for that. I felt a lot better once I just described what I was experiencing. It was almost like some part of me was not wanting to settle in. I'm not really sure why. Maybe that's not important.
It is fascinating to me how there are these aspects of us that aren't comfortable being settled. And really, typically we resist it, or we ignore it, or we suppress that part, and that's a very familiar pattern for me. But recently, I've been, and we talked about this before, there's been a turning to willingly be with whatever it is that previously was uncomfortable to be with.
We did talk about that last time, and how it's really been feeling like everything is slowing down. And I'm starting to see more, just like I did when I start to try to move really fast, or my mind wants to move really quickly. And just bringing it back into center, acknowledging that part. And then, because years ago, I would feel that need to be moving and restless and just follow it. Go find something to do. Go like busy myself with whatever. But it's almost like I've become more aware of that pattern. And yeah, just the best way I can describe it is everything is slowing down. And you were saying before too, and I think that this is what just happened, was when you turn and face that experience, it turns the fear into fuel.
Yes.
And because I was like, in my head, just like, I should be asking questions, I should be doing this, like, and leading a podcast. And it was like, I feel like I was fighting my mind. But then turn to face it, and you really helped to bring me back into the present. And I don't know where I was going with that.
What has been most helpful for me is to really be embodied, because when I'm more identified with the thoughts, the thinking activity, I'm not as embodied. And so embodiment practices have been hugely beneficial for me. I think it's the same for everyone, like really coming into your body And in the beginning, that was really difficult because this body had been ignored for a long time. And so there was a lot to feel. And I really had to start to love my body. I had to start to really honor my body. In Tantra, the body is described as the temple. And in the beginning, it was hard to accept that this body could be a temple for the divine or divinity or whatever way you describe it. But what I discovered was that that's where the work, or not work, it isn't work. Because when I use the word work, it's sort of a sense of you're doing something. But really, it's a sense of acknowledging and deep love and compassion for yourself, for all the parts of yourself, on in all the aspects of your being. You know, whether it's physical discomfort or whether it's self-referencing thoughts, judging yourself, or having opinions about yourself or others, or whether it's the energy of emotion, uncompleted experiences that are still living in your body. So really that turning, I find that turning really only happens when I feel embodied.
Because it is more of a felt experience. I feel like when we are really identified with the thoughts, you do kind of get pulled out. And that's where I was going. It's like, I'm just gonna float out the window. So when you are embodied, you just made something click for me. I was doing it here, but it's here. You made something click for me here. About when you're embodied, it kind of allows you to complete the incomplete experiences.
Yeah. Relationship is the heart of it feels like the heart of the journey, actually. Relationship to yourself, what we call ourselves, relationship to others. Yeah, just relationship. And starting to see how our relationships with others are really showing our relationship with ourselves.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
But wow. I just was feeling like wow how things can shift when you can remain embodied in relationship, um, and be really present with each other. And cool things can happen. Our world is very busy
Yes.
now. And I feel like you really have to consciously make space to be embodied with each other.
Yeah. Slowing down. Um, just breathing together. Like, what if every time you met someone, you just breathe together first and really drop into your body and your energy body? What would our interactions be like?
I feel like they would be quite beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because when you and I first met, I know we exchanged some words, but what I remember was sitting with you and looking in each other's eyes and breathing and smiling. And so much happened in that interaction that was so nourishing for my spirit. And I don't even know if it was that much time that we spent together. I don't remember how long it was, but it was really impactful.
Yeah, I also don't remember how long it was. And I also don't remember if there were words. Mm. And yeah, the memory was being, just being.
And for myself, I hadn't spent a lot of time with other people, just being at that point. We were always doing something or talking about something, but just being. Yeah, I was just really impressed on my memory.
Can I ask you a question?
Hmm.
So, you said it really impressed on your memory, but where do you feel it?
Yeah, in my heart and in my belly.
It is amazing that just being with other beings is really what we need.
It is.
One of the modalities that people talk about nowadays is forest bathing. You know, going out into the forest and just being with the trees. And I love to go out and be with the trees, communing with the trees, or leaning on the trees, or hugging the trees, or just touching the leaves. It is beautiful. And yet, it's not as nourishing as just being with another human being. When you're fully embodied and open and aware and centered, centered in the center of your being. And then what you are is reflected in everything.
Feels so nice. Yeah, it's making me emotional a little bit. It's just listening to you. I feel like I can breathe deeper.
Remembering.
Yeah.
Fullness overflowing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't even know what to do with it.
There's nothing to do with it. It's just fullness overflowing. Yeah. Out the eyes and streaming down the nose. Maybe
Yeah.
even drooling out the sides of your mouth. And then, your body gets really warm and moist.
Yeah.
Like sitting in a warm bath.
That was exactly what it felt.
Yeah. Melting. Melting. All that. All that rigidity. Melting. Yeah, my vision is blurred also because there's a lot of water here. Everything feels very fluid
Yeah.
and soft and full.
Yeah. Um, yeah, like I feel like almost like every cell in my body has been rehydrated.
Mm. Yeah, it does feel like that.
That's so cool. I'm so grateful.
How amazing remembering is.
How different our interactions would be if we, like you said, breathed together first, but came into this place of remembering before using words.
Mm.
I feel like your speaking would be more intentional. maybe not even intentional, but like everything that you do would be coming from an authentic place.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Like to express what you feel rather than what you think.
Yeah.
Because what we think can't begin to capture and describe what is.
I feel like I've floated to the bottom of the ocean and it's so quiet and peaceful. I have everything that I need,
Mm.
being a little piece of kelp. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful being.
I do feel like I'm in a nice warm bath.
With candles lit.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's perfect. Purnam. Purnam. Fullness, wholeness. What's coming to mind is a mantra. Om Purnamidam.
Purnamidam.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Yashishyate.
It's beautiful.
It's just describing the fullness, the completeness. Everything is full, whole, and complete. Always. Even when it doesn't appear to be. It is. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you. I didn't even realize how much I needed that.
It's funny, this forgetting and then remembering and then forgetting and remembering.
Thank you for helping me remember today. I'm very grateful for you.
Thank you for creating this space, this opportunity for remembering. It's really important.
Yeah. It started getting a little bit brighter in here.
Well, it's really bright in here.
Yeah.
It's really bright in here.
Yeah.
Radiance.
Man.
Feels good to be lit.
It does.
It feels good
does.
to be lit and reflected.
That feels really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if I have anything to add to this.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Deviki. That looks like the kelp too. This all felt like a big warm hug. I'm so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It does feel like a warm hug. Yeah. Isn't that remarkable? You know, here we're both gazing at screens, which are really just pixels of light. And yet, we feel so connected. Like, how is that possible?
I don't know.
I don't know how it's possible.
I don't know either. It is remarkable.
Yeah. I mean, there is a body of water that separates our physical beingness, but we're not separate. We're so connected.
Mhm.
Life is a miracle. It's the most mysterious, incredible miracle.
What a gift.
And so much fun.
Yeah.
This has been really great. It's been just so much fun. It's been delicious, so delicious. You know, like I don't know, like biting into a ripe mango. I'm just reminded now of when I was like that describing the mango. It's just reminded me of being at a really, really ancient temple, a Krishna temple in the Himalayas, up high. It's a little town in the Kulu Valley, the Valley of the Gods. And I was there with our eldest son and a dear, dear friend of yours and mine, Hasu. And we had been at the temple for a while. And the pujari there, the sort of priest who takes care of the temple, had let us sit with him for a while. And then he gave us prasad. And the prasad he gave us were these incredibly ripe pomegranates. He gave us, was it a pomegranate? No, it wasn't a pomegranate. It was, what do you call them? Orange. Oh my goodness. Oh, the name's not coming. Anyway, it's a delicious fruit that grows there. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, it's this delicious fruit. And it was just so ripe. And we just started to eat it. And it was that same, we had already been completely nourished being at the temple and meditating there. And then to receive this fruit, this prasad, which was just, like so juicy and so sweet and just so delicious. And yet, it was just like a drop in the ocean compared to how nourished and how delicious we already felt from just being in meditation at the temple.
Yeah, because this is such a deep spiritual nourishment that, yeah, you almost feel like you don't need to consume anything to satisfy the vessel.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The 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 nourishment doesn't come from outside of you. And even though I described being in India, being high in the Himalayas, and being in an ancient Krishna temple, this body is the temple. And so when we get still and quiet and come into the center, come into the heart of that temple that is our body, then this is the result, right? This complete nourishment.
It's wonderful because it's accessible anywhere, anytime.
Yeah. Yeah, once you've discovered it. So this is why it brings me right back to the depths of my gratitude can't be expressed in words. My gratitude to the teachings, all the teachers, and their 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 teachers. The living lineages that pass down the pointings to reveal what's hidden within you so you can recognize it and nurture it.
Thank you for teaching me.
I'm just sharing. This has been such an honor and a blessing.
It has. Thank you for your time and presence and wisdom, and for helping me remember. I know this will probably help others remember too, which is a beautiful gift.
I'm remembering something that Ram Dass said. We're all walking each other home. I love that.
Yeah, I do too.
We're all just helping each other remember.
Beautiful.
So thank you for remembering with me, with your
Thank you.
beautiful open heart. and your bright presence and mind.